What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all having a beautiful Friday. Happy weekend. 4th of July is in a couple of days. If you're in America, lots of fireworks, gunshots, all kinds of things be popping off on that night. We're just jumping right into the video today. Just getting home from the pizza place. And I didn't get to do a video earlier. I was just hanging out with the kiddo. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in for kind of a late night Friday video. And I better put on the live screen before I forget. And the mic is on. Everything looks good. Sweet, sweet. Check, check. Couple other checks. Interesting day today. Got some follow through on NASDAQ. Just booming. We'll get to those in a little bit because we got the weekly closes to talk about on that front. Almost hit 161 on the bonds. Nice pump on silver today. Beautiful, beautiful there. Bitcoin not really doing anything. Let's go ahead and check it out. Dominance. Total 2 dominance. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Let me take this off here. I might make videos with that. I don't know. I got to get permission from the people that make that indicator. I don't want to just kind of throw it up on there because it is not mine. But back to the basics here. We are grinding off this 200 MA, so that looks good. Total with Bitcoin is actually right underneath it, but pretty like the exact same posturing though. And so let's just look at Bitcoin's chart because that's the one that matters right now. I don't really care about the totals right at this moment. All right, let's see here. Yep, so most of this is gonna be fresh eyes for me too. So if I take a little bit longer to dissect this analysis, bear with me. Yeah, I mean, just kind of hovering still. I mean, we're getting respected, it looks like, on the lower time frame here. Bid up about 3-4-ish times. So that, I mean, that's pretty cool. This daily is all right, but I mean, it is a little concerning that we're not getting over the 10 simple. Even on a daily, we were looking for that close to kind of come back above here on the body and get above, 33.8 or something. I mean, it's 33.5, $300 ain't really shit on Bitcoin, but it still kind of sucks for the bulls. Yeah, I mean, Scheisse. I mean, technically, this is confirmed. This price action so far is confirming if we get a close below, like we were talking about the last couple days, if we get a close back below like 32K on these lower time frames. And probably even if we just wick below 32K, I would be targeting 30,000, maybe even upper 20s. I mean, this is not any sexiness right here. This is not giving me a bull boner, that's for sure. Let's see if we draw that as about so, and then what if we take this one? Looks pretty close. Yeah, trying to break out of it, kind of sloppy little trend line. Between the 200, 377 still. Oh my God, we've only said that for about 35 billion shows in a row. Oh, speaking of shows, this is No Noiz. I'm Z-Rex. We're live. It's the 2nd of July. I forgot to do that. I've been kind of sloppy here the last week or so, I've noticed, but that's okay. Scheisse happens, right? And it's also my 200th episode, which is crazy. I can't believe it. It's already 200. That shit goes fast as hell. So before I even know it, I'll be like, oh, it's been 365. I've done a year's worth of shows. It's just like, man, time flies. Especially the older you get. It just goes faster and faster and faster, yeah. All right, let's see how that 458. Yeah, I mean, this is... If any of these 458 body closes below 32.5, man, this is going to look really bad. So, a little cautious here. Let's go to Bitcoin futures. How'd that weekly close up? Oh, man, just right on the mama. I mean, look at this. So, next week, guys, this is it. This is going to be this week and like the first 2 weeks of July, man, are very, very likely to get resolution on at least like intermediate resolution. I still don't think that we're gonna break out of like mid 40s or even the upper 20s just yet. I think this is just gonna kind of keep ping ponging back and forth because I mean, this is a good ping ponging range. I mean, you're what 30. Oh my gosh, like 50%. So that's a fat range. You can really frustrate traders in this range. We do have this gap up here. I don't know. I'm sure people have been talking about it. I don't know. I just kind of noticed it right there. But we also do have this gap down here at 24. So which one gets tagged first? I don't know. This isn't good, though. This daily does not look good. Filling out the triangle even more. Biddy Bitcoin loves its triangles. There isn't anything sexy on this price action either. It actually has a bearish reset in the fullest extent that it could. So that sucks. Man, yeah, that 32.5, even futures are showing that too. 32.5, man, that lower 32 area, mid 32s is very critical. But right now, just kind of still chopping. I mean, there's just not much to get out of this. Hopefully, we get some resolution on that. You can see here, that's interesting that the futures and spot price have the exact same pretty much location for the mama on the weekly. So, man, just barely holding on. You even got the weekly 55 EMA is also agreeing with that same mid 32,000 area. So there's lots of confluence there. Very mucho confluenzo. That's my lovely Spanish. Oh, man, I guess this is trying to do like a little mini hammer at the bottom of this. But still, I don't know. I feel like I'm forcing something to be bullish. Yeah, I mean, this sucks, man. This is not a very nice chart, even all the way up to that 458 time frame on a full bearish reset. And you know, it is the weekend, so as I was saying yesterday, I'm not even expecting really any kind of huge moves this weekend. Just because a lot of people are on vacation and they go out this week and pretty much most of next week. A lot of people have off, blah, blah, blah. So it would be a little surprising to see a very large move. And if we did see a very large move to either way, I do think that it would get reversed after most traders come back to their desks after the 4th. So I'm just kind of watching that. Let's see. Decent daily candle close on Ethereum. I do kind of like this daily, bouncing off the trend line, kind of confirming. Bulls are attempting to confirm here a breakout. So I do like that. The 458, just really grinding on it. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I think any price, though, back below like 2080s, like 2085-ish, 2080 flat, I do think probably gets us to come back and test a little bit lower. But it's trying to get constructive. I mean, you can see the RSI, it's the first time it's sustained itself above the EMAs, which is the gray lines here, you know, for a while. So I mean, that's noteworthy. That ain't nothing to just kind of dismiss. So as long as ETH is staying above daily closes at about $2,080, I do think it's all right. Futures though, just futures don't look good, man. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to make lower highs, lower lows. Very, very neutral, though. I mean, there's not really any dominance on the low time frames for the oscillators. Daily is still bearish. Bulls trying to stay above the RSI. Not very sexy versus spot price. Actually looks way more constructive. Futures, not so much. How the week close. Yeah, I mean, that's an all right close. I do like that it's above all these bodies where at first the Ethereum futures first launched, and you can see that the 21 EMA is finally being able to plot right where the wick went. So Price above 2,300 probably gets us into the 26, 27 range on ETH. But anything below that 2080-ish area, no bueno. Litecoin, major support in the 120s. Seems like bulls are defending it thus far. Still nothing super sexy on the dailies, though. And yeah, not even on the 458. So Litecoin looks kind of like dog shit. Ethereum Classic, I would be very, very concerned. If this thing breaks 50 bucks again, it's probably going all the way down to low 40s. How's the weekly shaping up? Yeah, kind of trapped between the 21 and the 10. That happens a lot. All right, so bulls they're trying to maintain dominance on the DMI. They have lost it on the RSI. Yeah, 50 bucks, so there's a lot of confluence around like 50-ish dollars. Anything I think below 50 probably comes back in this little range right here. But, ETC is definitely trying. it looks all right, but still not super sexy. There is kind of a trend line right here. Let me see how this looks. Let me draw that real quick. So it's a little bit lower. Trend line cross. Major support in the low mid 20s. If bears really wanted to get the party going to the downside. But it's okay as long as it's holding about $50. Anything below 50, bleh. And it really does need to get back above 62-ish in this little consolidation squeeze before the breakdown that we discussed back over here in early June. Feels like that shit was just yesterday. XRP, yeah, not very good. Breaking this trend line, yeah, this doesn't look good. It's barely holding on to the horizontal. Any close, probably any more price action below 63 cents at all probably gets this to break down. It is the weekend, though, so it's probably going to be a lot more boring than we think. And let's see, I might have to eat my shorts on that one later. We'll see what happens over the weekend. But generally, weekends already suck, and if it's 4th of July weekend, I think that's a pretty high probability of double suckage. Ugh, this is not great. The best thing, man, is holding this little bullshit trend line in the mama. Anything back below 25 pennies, it's probably going to get fugly on Stellar. Not great, man. Range, it's like just accepting range down here. The market is, so this isn't good either. ADA, it's trying on the RSI. Looks a little bit better on the 458 than some other stuff, but just really battling around this horizontal in the mid 130s. So not going to touch really anything until I really want Mama Bear to do something cooler. Now, I will say as I zoom in on here, this candle is pretty badass. Closing right up on the top, exactly the top tick. And so that's actually pretty cool. You usually get follow through on a candle like that, and it did engulf the last previous bodies too. And it's above all of the consolidation range the last couple of weeks. What else did it take? Man, it's at the bottom of a lot of business, though. But this does look like a pretty nice candle. I would kind of expect bulls to at least be able to get up to like close to 150. But yeah, anything back below like 130, though, I would be very cautious about that. Link, just riding down this trend line. You can clearly see this range, about 20 bucks and 1670. Garbage. You can see EOS trying to do something, but not really. Just pinging off the trend line here, making lower highs, lower lows. And now it's even struggling to get back above this little pivot point back over here at about 395. So not really that great. But then you got the mama right below it. This is just, these charts, man, it's very frustrating. We just got to hurry up and wait, pretty much is the narrative right now. Hey, and that's okay, man. Cash is a position. You don't always have to be in a trade. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an idiot trader on YouTube. But in my experience, it helps a lot if you can just accept that you don't always have to be trading, man. Like that is a big fallacy, I think, to new traders. I know I fell into that trap. You always need to want to be engaged. You think you need to always have a trade on. You got to get your capital working. Blah 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 blah. But don't forget, cash is a position, and when it's on the sideline, you can put it to work when the opportunity arises. So opportunity cost is extremely important aspect to trading. Do not forget that. And if you don't know what opportunity cost is, it's just like if you have your money locked up in a trade that's going against you. Let's say you bought right here, right? Let's just shits and giggles. You're down 50%. You're like, what the shit? This sucks. I'm holding it until it comes back. You don't know if it's going to come back. No, nobody knows shit. We don't know that. What kind of trades did you miss out, though, just holding this down and down and down and down, right? You could put the capital into some other chart that looks good, and that's what opportunity cost is. It's the cost of waiting and hodling with hopium that you're going to get back to break even. And the market doesn't owe you that. It doesn't owe you shit. So don't forget that either. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I think a lot of people think it's like, oh, the market has to come back up here. This is where I got my position. I know I've had some thoughts like that before, and that is detrimental thinking to your success. And I mean, damn, this is actually really brutal. This thing's down 70% from its highs. Blech. A lot of altcoins, though, right on their mamas, too, on the weekly, just like Bitty Bitcoin. So that is one interesting thing. Just lower high, garbage. Don't even care. This one's kind of clustering as long as it's between like 192-ish and 220-ish, 225. I mean, whatever. Just don't care. I mean, yeah, 10%. Range trading is definitely your best friend right now, but yeah, I mean, look at this on the 458, just ping, ping, ping ponging. Very bearish, though, even on these low time frames. I don't see anything good. It's almost just they're mostly resetting for bearish posturings. Yeah, I mean, not good either here. So you see lower highs, lower lows. I mean, that's that's it. And I mean, and a lot of these are just coming back up to the consolidation before a continuation from accepting price back here, which is what we're talking about, that this isn't that good for bulls, because if bulls were not bullshitting, then they wouldn't have let price just lollygag down here for 5-6 weeks or whatever it was. You know, they would have made way more attempts, and at least attempts that, and they could get faded, but it's like at least they can show some of their strength if they kind of at least like try to get up here and then get chopped up down here and then rejected, right? But we didn't even get any of that. We got it to like the main base, previous supports, flipped resistance, murder fest, just hot lower highs, lower lows. You keep it simple. Pretty ugly on this. Is trying to hold on to the kind of tops of this body at the 700-ish handle. But, I mean, I don't know, man. It's not that good. It does not look that good. Let's try to zoom in here. Yeah, I mean, this is bearish reset stuff, man. EMAs. We don't have any dominance. Whoops. We don't have any dominance on the DMI on this one. But, I mean, this has just been the same damn shit for the last 2 weeks. Week and a half, whatever it is, since back over here. As long as it's holding about 23 pennies in the 23-cent handle, it's fine. But it's also not bullish, though, either, until it can definitively break 30 cents. And I want to see probably, like, at least a couple of daily bodies above there and open and close above there, but preferably like a weekly that actually closes back above 30 cents flat. Then we can probably start talking about buying some dips. But right now, yeah. All right, what is the heart doing? Richard is still kind of lollygagging, chilling, trying to base out here. I mean, it still looks okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, I'm not going to touch it. It's showing a little bit of signs too of that reset on the bearish, but the thing that it has that a lot of other altcoins, almost no other alts have, or shit coins, is that it has the 200 right beneath it and it's upsloping. It is not downsloping. So that is very different posturing than most of the market. But man, you got to be real careful on this thing. I mean, look at the wicks. This thing always just be wicking like 10, 15% off of the bodies almost every time. So any price below, I think 6 pennies, it's going to get pretty ugly. And if bears really want to get going and they get sub 5, upper 4s, we're probably opening the door to this trend line. Now, obviously, that rises over time. So right now, it currently resides sub 3, but it's going to take a while to work that out. So, maybe around here, there's major support off of this trend line, which has actually been going back to its genesis all the way back at the Christmas time a few years ago. All right, let's go to equities. ES, beast mode. Look at this thing, man. Continuation. We talked about this candle here. This is bullish as F. We got the follow through. I mean, this target 4,500, man. That's what the TA is telling us. Let's zoom in a little bit. We did get a little bit slight rejection, it looks like, at the end of the day, but that's just on a 3-hour, and that does not hold that much significance when you've got all these other time frames just kicking that ass. 3-day even closed beast mode, man. This thing has gotten pretty damn bullish above 42.80. Pretty nice there. NASDAQ, same thing. It looks like it's trying to reach about the 15K target. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these damn charts. I mean, this is super, super sexy stuff right here. I mean, you're even getting back into the power zone on the weekly, which hasn't happened since last summer, which started this whole rally. That happened, yeah, there's about a 15% run, followed by a little August, September dumpage. About 15, 20%. I guess it probably was 20 from peak to trough. No, sorry, it was not even close. It was about 14%. But then consolidated, engulfing candle again on the weekly and just follow through. So, I mean, and you can see as well with even all that selling off, look how the weekly bulls remained extremely dominant. And you even have a W pattern up on the DMI. So, I mean, this thing has got some legs. I would be shocked if it doesn't hit 15K tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, next week with a pretty quick swiftness. Don't see any issues with this chart. Dow catching up. What's up? Closing back over the horizontal. Not leading the way, but getting itself together a little bit. Did not close above its highs, so a little concerning for Dow, but you do have to treat. You don't have to do shit. I've been treating each indice and everything just individually because you just can't really. Correlations just don't matter right now. So, and again, man, just look at this girthy candles off these lows, and everybody thought it was the abyss, stupid Fed crap. Everyone's like, oh, blah, blah. Who cares about news? You don't have to read any news to trade. And I know that sounds crazy, and most people will not say that. But in my experience, the news has only effed me. It gets little tidbits in your subconscious. It weighs on you. You might not think that it does, but it most definitely does. The one concerning thing I will say, and I mentioned this yesterday, and it's only really present on the Dow, is this is a very aggressive rally from these lows. It doesn't really mean that it's going to stop, but I do think it's interesting that it's very aggressive, upsloping more than 45 degrees, and it did stall at the previous highs. So that is a little bit concerning, but any daily closures back above like 35K, I mean, we can pretty much immediately target up here to almost 36. Russell weekly, what did you do? Russell weekly kind of sucked, like the Dow, sort of. I mean, this is a super weird pattern. We've mentioned it a few times. It's still extra weird. Daily, wow, RUT was actually down 1%. See, and there you go, the correlation thing, just showing a live example. There it is, the correlation. Everybody usually knows that indices are 0.7 or more correlated, but not in the latter stages of bull markets. They're not. And in big bear markets, everything pretty much correlates to 1. So even gold, yes. Even Bitcoin, yes. So far, maybe in like another downturn, we might be different, but so far it goes down. US dollar cash though doesn't. You pretty much have to get just straight short, whatever, to kind of protect yourself. So there's no holy grail instrument. Bonds might be one that people would reference. That could be that, but I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, you could see here in Corona crash, they did phenomenally well, like super, super good. But you know, they also just immediately got decimated. And I mean, this is a big contract too. It's a lot of money. So yeah, I mean, sometimes bonds might work, but I'm just gonna stick to cashola. Dow Jones, how'd that week do? Yeah, it's okay. Stuck between the 21 and 10. Yeah, I mean, right up against here. We really need to close this body above 15, like 2 pretty much. And it'll be a little bit better. VIX just got monkey hammered again. Jeebus Christ. I mean, this thing is just brutally getting beat up in the alley. It's about to get like, it's like getting just curb stomped right now. American History X style. How the weekly close. Pretty lackluster little lackluster cluster down there. Yeah, man, any daily close below this crisscross applesauce shit at about 1460s, I would look for a big rally in equities. Oh, oil's stalling out. I do think I kind of want to short a little bit of oil up here. I'm going to wait till next week and see what's up. Oil is kind of showing us that the dollar is not going to be tanking. And I know it's like, oh, what? Correlations don't matter. Yeah, I guess that is probably going against what I was just saying. But I mean, really long. And I'm not talking correlations like to trade by or like do pairs trading or something. But generally, the oil will rally pretty good before dollar rallies. So maybe that's not going to hold true this time. But it is interesting how oil has just been so damn strong. Bonds, I mean, this is higher lows on a nice trend line right here, which you can kind of clearly see, something like that. So that's pretty nice, but it does need to close a daily above 160, 114, and then we can probably work our way back up to this wick up here. Very neutral. This sucks. Don't even care. TNX, all right, so it's re-breaking down, so that's interesting. That gives a good narrative for the bonds. Dixie kind of giving it up a little bit. Is just a buying opportunity? You do have a little bit of bearish divergence on the daily from these 2 recent points, so that is noteworthy. Anything back below 92, I'd probably look for this trend line down here. Euro actually had a nice little dump and pump, so that's interesting. And it closed back above the H pattern, which is hard to short into. Shorts tried to get excited today, but then they got immediately bid back up. And let's see, you technically do have some hidden or not hidden, just regular bullish divergence between these 2 spots, even though it's really tiny, but it does exist. So interesting close on Euro. This kind of looks like it wants to come back up here into the low 119s. DAX, absolute garbage. What is this shit? Just don't even care. Skipping that. Oh no, Shanghai. What are you doing? Down 2%. Wow. Okay, just today alone. It did stop right at the bodies though. Damn it. I was hoping we'd get a little more clarification. Right, man. It's okay. This is kind of ugly though. I don't like that this daily just literally kind of gapped down, took out all the EMAs in one swipe. That's generally not a good sign. It kind of looks like it might want to work its way down into the upper 3400s. Gold, what are you doing, baby? Weekly doji thingy mabopper whack. It's basing though. I mean, it's trying. It's trying, and dominance has waned a little bit on bears on the daily. So I mean, that's good. It's the first sign of something. And the 3-hour actually is resetting bullish, and which hasn't happened in a hot minute. Actually, for a while, for a long while, since all the way back over here in May. So hey, that's not too shabby. How's the 2-day looking? Man, 2-day's sitting right on the mama. 2-day and mama on gold is my favorite. I've shared some backtesting results with that. It's a beast. It murders it. So this is interesting that it's sitting right here. It's giving us nice confluence and also confirmation of how important this 1760s area is. So, yeah, as long as we're holding this, man, it's okay. It's okay. Silver. Beast mode. It's the cheat code. That's some stupid Hawaiian song. Everybody in Hawaii sings that crap. Beast mode. It's the cheat code. I don't even know why I'm saying that shit. We're promoting it. Let's see. Silver, pretty nice. I love bouncing off this 200. It kind of looks like it wants to reach into the upper end of the mama camel hump here and the bottom side of all of this business at about mid $27. A nice bounce off this weekly mama. I mean, this actually looks okay. We start getting weekly closures back into the 27s. You know, this might start taking off again. So not too bad. Silver defending itself a lot better than gold, that's for sure. Platinum just chopping around here. The trend line that goes back a long time. And so we got a deeper, look at this, deep retracement from it, a little bit shallower. So we are consolidating. The market is respecting this trend line right now. And as long as it's holding, I believe we measured this yesterday, it's a 618, yes it is. As long as it's holding this 1060s area, I do think it's okay for giving a decent stab up here, maybe another 50 to 70 bucks. Anything back above this trend line in the 21 mama, I would be targeting the 55 EMA on that guy. Palladium, nice rally, but lots of resistance right here. But man, very aggressive. If this thing can hold like low 2700s, it will start to get a good chance to bulls to reassert their dominance on this. And the weekly did close back above the previous all-time highs here, so this actually doesn't look too bad. This is a pretty steep slope on the action here, so that's like the most concerning thing. I'd probably look with the mama right here and all this business. I'd probably look for some chop here the next week or so. Gold miners, let's just look at those directly. Yeah, they're okay. Trying to base out. Oops. World markets. Nah, whatever. Nothing really there either. Alright, I think that's it, man. I think I'm going to just keep it short. It's Friday. I'm going to go chill. Maybe go get some fireworks. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Because it is nighttime, so it's not a freaking 100 degrees. So it's a little better standing out there. And look at that. Wow, congrats, Spectrum. One of the first streams I've had in a long time. It literally has 0 dropped frames. 0. I don't get that very often. It's a 200 episode present from my internet. Thanks, Spectrum. You're the best. Oh, I think that's it. We can look at blockchain stuff, micro strategies, kind of just chilling. Let's extend this box a little bit. I mean, MicroStrategy looks pretty constructive here for the most part. You kind of have this little trend line that's built up about like that or something. It's right in the middle of this range, though, so maybe wait for some little pullback action. And zooming in. Yeah, it's pretty sloppy. Pretty sloppy, but as long as it's holding about upper 500s, it looks okay. Riot also has the same kind of trend line, not in its previous trading box. Back up here, getting rejected at it from the getting rejected from it so far. But another couple of days, and we just hover above 34.80, 30. Oh no, lower. I'm sorry, like 34.40ish. we will get all these to reset bullishly, and that would actually look pretty damn sexy. Coinbase kind of just chilling, but it is technically just retesting the top end of the range of this consolidation for the last month and a half. So hey, that might be something to fuck with next week for sure. How's GBTC doing? It looks like shit. Man, Hut continuing to run. Very, very beautiful move on this guy. I don't know why I didn't take that trade. Sometimes you just miss opportunities. Oh wow, IDEX might be something to look at next week off his trend line and what's possibly still a intact saucer type pattern. How'd that weekly close? Yeah, weekly ain't great, but this trend line, the 55, and then right even below that, you got the long-term EMAs. So there might be some opportunity on this one coming up in the next week or so. Tesla, what does Tesla do today? Flat. Oh, look at that. Oil kind of giving it up on the ETF side. What was the big winner today? Biggest winner was junior miners. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that. And then GDX is number 2. Actually, I'm sorry. Oh, no, it is. Technology Fund is doing pretty good. Yeah, look at this. XOP down. And almost 2% too. OIH down pretty good. Where's the XLE's down pretty good. So that's a little concerning there. Vanguard, yeah. What did solar stuff do today? Any big movers? Oh, window crashed. Maybe give it a little opportunity. Well, not crashed, but that's pretty substantial. Look where it got bid up off of though, right here at this cluster. So that's pretty good for bulls. Not a bad defense there. JKS had a super mega pump, man. What moved great today? First solar rallied a little bit, but whatever. Took that one off yesterday. Man, Nova actually has a good setup here. The last 2 days has developed a perfect long setup. Shit, almost perfect. You have to always look at the higher time frames to see if you have support with that, because when you don't, you generally don't have a good probability trade. And this sucks. The mama is showing resistance right at $40, so probably need confirmation on this. We're probably like reassessing now. We're gonna need probably a break above 40, and then on retest, it makes it way most safer to enter in and put that capital at risk, boy. Oh, there it is. Finally, look at that. Look, shooting star. That was the end of the rally. Looks like this is probably going to get some continuation. This is pretty textbook. I'd be looking for probably like mid-20s on this guy. Yeah, it looks like it's across the sector too. So, I mean, this was extremely pumpness. So, yeah, got a little bit of ahead of itself. Curious about the CV Vaxxers. What do they look like? Wow. Wow, they're resetting dudes. Dudes and chicks and all in-betweens. Well, look at this one. Darren and I hit our measured target finally that we put on here from this consolidation over here. Wow. Patience, man, is a payer in the markets. Pfizer, pretty choppy, but looks okay above like 38.50. Pretty low risk on that one. Oh, CureVac, dude. Wow, this thing, what happened here? 40% a day? Ouch. Ouch. Whoa, what is, dude, I do not like these Corona stocks. We talked about this a couple of months ago, that they were starting to look kind of good, but I don't like that these are looking good. That is not that's not the sexiest charts, but holy shit, man, these things are running. Except Codex. Oh, wow. I like this pattern right here, this basing pattern. This is a pretty textbook little saucer basing pattern. And what's cool, I'm putting this on the green lighting that. And what's cool, risk is pretty simple here. For the super risk takers, you can take it probably about 15%. But easier, man, look at that. It's not even like barely 4 or 5. That's pretty nice. That one doesn't look as good. Let's actually go back to Codex and zoom out. Weekly's got major support at a little over $6. How about this monthly? Also in the lower sixes, so monthly, weekly have agreement. I do have agreed major support levels, so that's nice. And there's this little tail shadow over here too before it got ripped up again. So yeah, that's pretty good. So holding $6 handle on this is pretty damn nice. This one also looks pretty good. Kind of little saucer type thing, sloppy cup and handle, whatever. It doesn't matter what the hell name you want to use. I've been finding that out. I feel like too, as the more I trade, it's like, dude, yeah, whatever. The name is kind of irrelevant. Probably get some flack for that, but sorry, I wanted to go weekly. Weekly. I mean, this is all right. This is like the first start of being constructive. As soon as if we get back below like $8, though, I'd be a little bit concerned. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Bitty Bitcoin, where are you? Where are you, Mama Bear? Mama Bear looks like it's rallying a little bit here. Let's go on the crack time frames. Oh, it did rally earlier to almost 34. It seems to be getting rejected hard at the 34,000 level for the entire month of July so far. The whole month, all 39 hours or whatever it is. Anyway, though, this looks okay. This looks all right on the crack time frames. And if we zoom in a little bit, it's just the same shit, man. This horizontal is really important. And if we look at it on the daily, it won't be as confusing. You can see we've broke down below it a couple of times, but put hammer candles both times with follow through. So the bulls are very much defending that 30K area, and that's why it's incredibly critical and important that the bulls do not let a daily close below $30,000. That is doom for Bitcoin price. I would look for low 20s if that happens. All right, guys. Have an awesome weekend. We'll hit you up tomorrow. Happy Friday. It's your boy, Z-Rex. No Noise. We signing off. Peace.